Hi, I'm Mackenzie with eBike USA. Today we're going to be assembling the Warrior. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to open this box, that way it's a little bit easier to unpackage it. So as you can tell, we package our bikes nice and neat here. Alrighty, we're going to jump into throwing the handlebars on. I'm going to use an impact to take some of this stuff off, just make it a little quicker. You never want to start any of your bolts with an impact because you'll strip them, especially if you don't get them on there straight. I'm just going to take the headset off and flip it back over to where it looks like this. Set it back down. You want to get your crown and bolt ready. Start it with your fingers or a normal Allen wrench. Get it pretty good in there and tighten it down. Not super tight, but pretty tight. Then you want to get the sides tightened up, just like that. Now you're going to move on to taking the bracket off. Like before, you want to keep one of the bolts in there. It's a little easier to start it. Pick your bars up. Just want to slide your bars over. Get your display out of the way. Just like I said before, you never want to start it with the impact. So go ahead and get your bolts in there. Now you can snug them down, but make sure you get them pretty even. Go crisscross. Throw your wrench on there, make sure they're snug. All right, now we're gonna move into throwing the front wheel on. It's gonna be a little bit more tricky. So now you got your wheel ready. You wanna loosen both of the nuts all the way to the end. Make sure the nut is at the end of the axle here, and make sure this retaining clip is at the end as well, on either side. So now what you want to do is pick the bike up from its headset, roll the wheel up under it, so now that you have the bike sitting on the axle, you're going to want to put the little clip in this little recess, finger tighten it all the way down on both sides. So now you're going to want a 15mm socket. Now you're going to want to take your 15mm wrench, make sure that your axle is tight on either side. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and throw on the fender and the headlight. I'm going to start off with the fender. Let's start off with putting this in the middle here. So just slide the bolt through the hole. Gonna want to adjust your fender up a little bit. Not super tight, but tighten it down again, and then move on to the side supports. Now we're going to move on to the headlight. So probably the easiest part of the process here. So you're going to pull these headlight supports out just a little bit. You're going to want to grab a 13mm socket for this one. Always make sure the wire is on the bottom. So to make this a little easier on yourself, start it out a little snug, just like that. Leave it a little loose so you can still manipulate it. Get the other side started. Snug it up. Doesn't have to be ridiculously tight. Now you have 2 wires here, one coming from the headlight and one coming from the bike. Pretty self-explanatory how they go together. They have a little recess that matches, and they have an arrow on either side. So you just match them up, push them together. Now you're ready to go. Alrighty, so now we're gonna throw the pedals on, and then we'll make our way to the little pegs here. So pedals are marked L and R for left and right. Only go on one way. So make sure your crank is either even or up and down. And put the pedal in and turn it to the front of the bike. That's how you always make sure it's threaded on right. You're gonna want a 15mm wrench. So get it about as tight as you can. Pretty snug. Same thing with the other side. Some of them want to twist on their own. Sometimes you gotta coerce them a little bit. Throw your wrench on there. Get it about as tight as you can get it. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the pegs. Start off over here and back this stuff off.
Not really sure where that bolt went.
Now you just there we go.
Same sort of deal, putting it back on, bolt through, just like that. Put the nut on the back. So that side's done. Same thing for the other side. Alrighty, that's it for the Warrior. We'll catch you in the next one.